I'm Victoria.
And I'm Sophia.
Today we're going to talk about what we did over the summer and what Proyecto Más Color has been up to since we last made a last video.
Yeah, so we've had pretty much a busy summer. We traveled to New York, and we got to go to the Afro-Latino festival that we were invited to, and that was really, really fun. There was plenty of music and dancing and food, and it was really, really fun. And we wanted to give a special shout out to Guest Nurse Perea,
Maelka Prado Gil,
Kevin Savio,
Amilcar Priestley,
and Tanya Molina. So these are the people that we got to meet, and many others at the Afro-Latino Festival. They were very supportive and they were really nice about the whole idea of Proyecto Más Color, and they gave us some really good advice.
Yes, they did. And not only did we go to New York City, we went to Washington, D.C., where we were featured on News One Now with Roland Martin on the TV One channel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. It was our first live television experience.
Yeah, and so with that, it was a little bit, it was really nerve-wracking because it's not the same as, just being on the radio or talking on YouTube. So we got there, and I froze. I was a little bit frozen. We just want to thank Roland Martin and Kenya Downs for inviting us to the show and giving us the opportunity to talk about our project, because that was we were in shock. It was so surprising that we would even be invited to a show.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be there, and we were honored.
We were also featured on a radio show in Chicago. The radio show is called In the Know with Mo, and the host is Maureen Forte, and she interviewed us on Proyecto Más Color. And we had another good experience. We also did an interview with La Opinión. The author of the article was Marta Sarabia. It's called ¿Es la televisión hispana racista? And I want you to think about that. What I said was, is Hispanic television racist?
Let's think about that. You see, like we said in the beginning, from the very first video, if you go watch Univision or Telemundo or any Latin American, programming wherever you live, how many people are you going to see that look like us? Just putting it out there.
Ilia Calderon, and then there's Lori Montenegro, and then there's Tony D'Andrades, and those are the three people we can count. Maybe there's more, maybe there's one or two more,
but I bet you cannot count 10. Count 10. 10 hosts, 10 news anchors,
10 actors on novelas.
Name me 10. I challenge all of you out there. Name me 10
that are
Afro-Latino and that have Latin American roles. See, we know about Tatiana Ali, we know about Christina Milian, we know about Laz Alonso, we know about these successful Afro-Latinos, but they got African American parts. We already know about them. But we're looking for people that, other Afro-Latino children have to look up to. There will never be a wonderful and intelligent and
amazing, just multi-talented.
There will never be someone that great like Oprah Winfrey that we have in the United States. There'll never be someone as great as Oprah Winfrey in the Afro-Latino community.
Because they're not given opportunities.
No, they're not given opportunities, and there will never be a Steve Harvey, there will never be a Wendy Williams, there will never be a Denzel Washington. There will never be anyone like that if someone doesn't speak up. We've been waiting our whole lives for someone to just speak up and say, hey, this is a problem. 41% of Latin Americans are Afro-Latino. A lot of people don't even know that. So it's really important to display that diversity in the Latin American media so other people can be educated and know that we're here and that we exist.
It is the media's responsibility to educate, not discriminate. Okay? And what's been going on for the past how many years?
How many decades?
Decades is ridiculous. We can't just shove them to the side, put them under the rug just because they're darker. And there's there's a huge epidemic of colorism in Latin American media.
Latinos come in
All
all
colors.
colors, all shades of color. Blonde hair, blue eyes, dark skin, with hair like mine, with hair like hers. We all look different. There's not one look to looking Latino, and there's nothing wrong with being darker, and you're giving younger children the wrong message that they should be ashamed of their skin color.
And to me, that's irresponsible. I'd like to quote what Lori Montenegro said about Univision's, let's say, disposition towards her because of her race. It was in the article Es la televisión hispana racista. She said, quote, that somebody from Univision told her that when those Mexicans see that she's black, she won't last 6 months.
Isn't that crazy? That is ridiculous. And what a lot of people don't know is there are black Mexicans. I know. I've seen them. And we know producers and journalists that have pitched ideas to Univision and Telemundo about including Afro-Latinos in their programming. Shut it down completely.
They didn't want to do it, and what's the explanation for that?
Didn't want to give us a chance. If Univision and Telemundo, their excuse of, oh, well, we're not in control of the actors or the programming or the novelas that we get, we just show them. Well, how do you explain that there are no hosts or news anchors that are on Univision and Telemundo, like for just our daily news that we watch every day? How do you
Besides Ilia Calderon, besides her, she's a sprinkle. Afro-Latinos, they don't really have much political or economic power in their countries, and it shows when you see how they're portrayed on television, if they are portrayed on television.
And it's not fair and it's not right, because we have talented and beautiful people. The bottom line is Latino's not a race, because we're living proof that it's not.
People don't get it.
Yeah. But that's why we're here. That's why we created Proyecto Más Color, because we always have to, educate others and let them know that we are Afro-Latinas and our family is from Honduras and we speak Spanish in the house and we come from a Latin American culture.
Yeah.
But it's just going to take time, because the media controls the way that people perceive reality, and there's a lot of power in seeing one of your own on television. Imagine all the people that look up to Oprah Winfrey, all the people that look up to Halle Berry, all the people that look up to Wendy Williams, and so on. They see that and they know that it's possible. They know that they can do it. Imagine the Afro-Latino children that maybe want to be an actor or a news anchor, and they don't believe that they can because they've never seen someone that looks like them on a novela.
And if there's a lot of power, then what do you think the lack of representation of Afro-Latinos is doing? It's oppressing Afro-Latinos. If there's a lot of power, you can abuse it. You can do whatever you want. You can choose not to include the people that need representation. That's exactly what Univision and Telemundo are doing. You have to open your eyes and see it. Other than what we feel and what we believe about, the lack of representation of Afro-Latinos, we have had a wonderful experience so far with Proyecto Más Color. We appreciate all your support. We've gotten nothing but positive feedback. I mean, we'd get one or two questionable feedbacks, but it's been positive so far.
So thank you to you all so much for watching, and I hope you all continue to sign the petition. The petition is really important because it shows that people are interested in seeing more diversity in the Latin American television. So if you just go to change.org and you look us up, Proyecto Más Color, you can easily sign up. It only takes about 2 minutes of your time. And please continue to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And anything else to add, Victoria?
Special shout out to the National Hispanic Media Coalition. They signed our petition. Special shout out to Alex Nogales. He's the president of the National Hispanic Media Coalition. He is on board. They're all on board 100% with our project.
Well, thank you all so much for supporting us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Gracias. Thanks for watching.